What does a sign on an out of business brothel say? Beat it. We're closed. This is episode 7, part 1. Let's fucking go. Right, so like I said, I'm going to try doing something a little different in this episode. This is probably going to be a 3-part episode, so obviously this is part 1. I'm just going to show you guys how I record and make all my music. Nothing fancy about it. I'm just going to start from scratch and yeah, we'll just go from there and see how it fucking goes. I'm sure everything that I cover in this has been covered hundreds of times, millions of times actually, on YouTube, but you know, I'm just going to do it because I can and because it's fun. So anyway, with that, so I use Mac. A couple of years ago I got myself a Mac Mini that it's worked out really well. I probably will not ever go back to Windows if I can help it for doing all this audio and visual recording stuff. Mac is definitely the way to go for that. I just think that's probably designed for it. I remember many years ago, I was running Windows XP. I believe that may have been the last of the Windows that actually they made that had, you know, I think it had Windows Movie Maker, and I think there may have been a recording program on there, and it was, you know, Windows XP was actually pretty cool. But I remember I got my bloody Windows Vista laptop, and that was just an absolute fucking, yeah, I couldn't fucking stand Windows Vista. And I just don't think they've really, they just haven't gotten better since then. It's just, you know, they've only made it a bit easier to get around the system, I guess, but it's still all the same crap, really, if you ask me. So it covers that. So yeah, like I said, I use my Mac Mini. So at the moment I have the screen up. You'll see it here. I'll show it. Probably comes up on the video. Hopefully it's doing what it's supposed to do. Obviously, when recording music, you need to have yourself a digital audio workstation or DAW. That's DAW, just so you know. I've tried a lot of different audio workstations. Of course, I've tried the free trials of bloody Pro Tools and I think Adobe and a couple of others. And I mean, the price that you got to pay for those bloody things is absolutely horrendous. I mean, I think it's like $500 or $600 for a 1-year membership or 1-year use of Pro Tools. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. You know, just to record some music. The first time I ever started out recording music, I was actually using an old National Stereo. I'll try and find some pictures of that and bring it up on the screen. And I was, my process is that I would use my old Casio keyboard that I had, and it had a rock drum pattern on it that I could just speed up the tempo and slow it down depending on what it was that I was recording to. And so I would record the drums first from one tape onto one tape, and then I'd move that tape over to the other one, play it, and then record the drums while I'm playing the guitar. So I'm recording the drums and what I'm playing at the same time. Very analog. And it worked at the time, but I mean, the sound, I'd actually love to be able to bury up where those tapes might be. Honestly, I don't think I have any left. I think, oh jeez, quite a while ago when I was flatting, one of the boys actually managed to find a couple of those tapes and chucked them on. Actually, hey, this is pretty good. Listening to it, and all the production was just fucking terrible. But you know, you learn from these things, don't you? And it was fun, but incredibly frustrating. And of course, when you're recording straight to tape, well, with that sort of tape, you can't really cut and chop and do all that. Not the simple, easy stuff that you can do on today's technology that you have. So if you are running Windows, then my suggestion is you go with Reaper. It's a free digital audio workstation. Um, it's easy to use. Just get Reaper. I think I've already covered this before. For me, because I'm using Mac, it automatically comes with an audio workstation called GarageBand, which I'll bring up on the screen right now. So when you dive in there, you find it, of course, in your Finder there. You just go to Applications, and there it is, right there. But since I've already brought it up, now, if you're already working on a project using this, it will come up with that project automatically. Well, it does on one. It's just come up with the screen that you're seeing at the moment because I closed that other one down for the sake of just going from scratch, so you know what you're doing. So obviously we're going to go to empty project, and we just choose that. And it's really easy to use this system. So obviously the first thing that I want to be focusing on, or what I'm going to be doing, is drums. So I'm going to highlight the drummer and hit create, and it comes up with this. Now the drumming that's up there at the moment is the in-house drummer that comes with the GarageBand program, and it's not bad. Obviously the tempo is very slow at the moment. I will speed that up, but I'm not going to use this. I mean, it's, yeah, much better stuff than that, which I'm going to get to very shortly. But as you can see here, you've got a whole bunch of drum kits you can choose from. And there's even electronic drum kits over here that you can use. You've also got people up here: Pop Rock Kyle, Retro Rock Logan, Hard Rock Anders, a bit more there. All this is free. This all comes with your Mac, so I mean it's pretty cool if you ask me. I mean, if only Windows kept carrying on with something like this, it would have been awesome. Anyway, okay, so now I'm going to show you the drums that I use. So when you bring up the program, you're going to bring up your drum track and all that. You're going to hit the heavy there. It's going to come up. You should see the screen here, and you've got your plugins down here. So the drums that I'm currently using at the moment are Crema drums, which I'll very quickly show you. It's through a Kontakt player. I'll cover the Kontakt. Actually, so I use Crema drums. You can also I'll download Steven Slate drums. That's a free, easy one. So Steven Slate drums 5.5 free. You see on the screen there. Just click on that. There it is. And you just click on the screen, and it will come up with the site, and you can just go from there. I think you go to store or whatever it is, and then you just follow the links, or follow the download here and stuff like that. I mean, I don't need to show you how to download stuff, do I? That would just be weird. So so that's there. Also, of course, the program that I'm using, the drums that I'm using, is Crema drums. They're also free. They have a free version. So you just Boggle Digital, click on there, and it comes up. And whoa, okay, that's US dollars. So that's a lot more expensive than what I paid for it when I got it. Almost double. So you got that. Oh look, you get 10% off when you join up. Well, that's handy. Still costs, even with that 10% off, it still costs a lot more than what I paid for it. But anyway, as you see, there's the free version. Just get free edition, download. Once again, I don't need to tell you how to download stuff. You know what to do. But with Crema drums, to run it, you do need to get Kontakt Player. So obviously, just bring up your search engine, and you're just going to, it's already come up on my search screen here, as you can see. Kontakt Player free. So either type that in, or if it's already there, just punch it in. And it's Kontakt Player here. So see up top there, just click on that, and then this screen will come up, and then you got your free download with complete start right here, and you just follow the instructions from there. It's really simple. And once you've done that, then you can use your drums, and that you can use Crema drums and stuff in your GarageBand or whatever other audio workstation that you're using. Lots of different drums and stuff on the Bogren Digital website. I think even the Trivium drummer has done some collaborating with that with Bogren Digital. So go and check that out. There's lots on there, and even in with the Contact player, there's lots of other instruments and stuff that you can use as a plugin or a VST on your audio workstation. So we're going to go back to GarageBand here. So again, like I said, you need to download that Contact. Once you do, it'll come up here on your workstation like this. It'll come up with that option for GarageBand. It's down here. I always go with mono. Correct me if I'm wrong, for those who might see this and say, hey, you should be using stereo or whatever. I've always just gone with mono. It works. It sounds good. I have no problem with it, so I'm just going to stick with that. If you do see this and you want to make a suggestion or explain to me why going with stereo is better, then please do. I mean, obviously, it's always good to have new information and all that. So we're just going to select mono, and then it'll come up with Contact 7 down here. Move the mouse away, there you go, and then you're just going to click on these little lines here, and it'll bring this up. So this is your Contact player library. It's got the stuff that you own, and then it's got new instruments for you and stuff down here, and other other stuff that you can download for it to use as, again, plugins or VSTs. You've got presets over here, so you've got drums, free drums, and then you got Al Natural and all that. So you've got different, but there's quite a bit there. But I always just stick straight from the drums, and then you're gonna click here on the arrow right here. See that? And it'll come up with this, and here is your drums. So you just click your mouse on it. So it just brings up the kit and stuff, and it's pretty neat how they do all this. If you want to change the kit, it's quite easy. So you can change the sound of it. You can do lots with this. As you can see, there's a mixer. You can pan it left and right, middle. You can increase the volume, back the volume off. You can add reverb, take reverb away. As you see, it's got a master equalizer here. So you can fuck with it as much as you want. You can get the drum sounding how you want it. But yeah, I just stick with the straight down the middle. I'm quite happy with just the natural sound of this kit itself, so I just leave it. I'm quite happy with it. So the next step is, of course, you want to I guess start making music, or you want to find something you can play to. So in recording, I can't use a click track. So here on GarageBand, you've got this metronome here. You can click on the metronome, and when you're playing guitar and stuff, you can just have the metronome going and play to that. But I just can't make music with it. It just doesn't get the creative juices flowing. I need drums, I need sound, I need bass kick, snare, toms, cymbals, you name it. I need it there to be able to feel what it is that I'm trying to play. I'm not sure if that's the best way to describe it, but that's just the way I go about it. So you've got a whole bunch of grooves on this pack, but this is the full pack, of course, not the free version, but the free version has these as well, but not as many. You'll notice, so on these packs here, you've got 210 beats per minute, 120 beats per minute. I mean, they're sort of just guidelines. They're not actually the speed that you actually need to have it set at. So you can play all of these at any speed you want, really. And so just up the top here, I'm going to change the beats per minute. Just up the top there, it's at 80. I'm now going to change it. I'm just going to go 127, just to keep it simple, not too fast, just, nice and easy. So you've got a whole bunch of, see, extreme middle, you've got all these, you've got all these fills, and you've got grooves and stuff. And it's like that on every one of these. And they're all just, yeah, whole variety of tunes you can use, or grooves that you can use. So it's just your typical rock one. Pretty standard, very easy. And the other great thing about this is you've got the playback speed over here. So you can go half time. Right now, so you might as well call this normal time, or just what its regular beat or whatever. And you can half time it. So it's slowed right down. And then you can double time it. And you can do that with all of these beats. So you've not only just got all these grooves and stuff to choose from, you've also got that speed time that you can completely change and stuff. So when you figured out the groove and stuff you want, so a lot of the times what I might do is just chuck a groove on, then I'll pick the guitar up and then I'll start jamming to it. Once I find a groove that I like, yep, sweet, I'm happy with that. Then I'll drag that groove from the contact place. So you push down the left button and hold it down on your mouse, normal shit, and just drag it and drop it into your track up here on your in your GarageBand. And as you'll see, if I push play, yeah, mention I'm going. So, and then once you've done that, you can copy and paste it as many times as you need to play, whatever riff it is that you're doing. Just copy, paste, and then right click, paste. Of course, you can push the buttons on your keyboard to do all that as well. So once you've got that all sorted, the other cool thing, as I pointed out before with all these grooves, is you've also got fills. So I'm just going to take a fill from here, just a random one. Just a random fill. So same thing again, click and drag up, and it's usually only the one bar, so we'll just drop it in here. Oh, it's not going to work for me. Doesn't want to work. There we go. So as you can see, that space has now been filled by whatever fill that was, and push play. There's a bling, which you can see up here. So it's lots of fun, and you can come up with so much stuff doing it this way. It sounds good. I think it sounds good, and you can have a lot of fun with it. Another thing is you can also hook up your MIDI device. So if you've got an electric drum kit, or if you've got maybe even one of these, something similar to that, the old NK. So you can, on here, you can select the pads that is on this machine, and you can select them to run as one of the drums. And to do that, back on the screen, so you can come over, hit the settings button there, and what you'll do is you'll hit the clear all, and then you hit the recording button, and then you hit one of those pads, or you hit the drum pad, or basically the drum pad on your electric kit, and that will record that as a MIDI, and that will be the sound that you're using for your kit. So basically, when you plug it in or you program it in like that, you're pretty much jamming on the Crema drum kit, which is pretty cool. You're playing on the drum kit that was, for Decapitated. So pretty straightforward, really simple stuff. If those of you who didn't know how to do this stuff, I hope I've helped. I hope this is, been a really cool learning lesson for you. For those who already do know and know a hell of a lot more about me, go ahead, take the piss. I don't care. I'm just trying to help people out there that don't need to go out and spend fucking hundreds, thousands of dollars on something that they don't need, so they don't do the dumb shit that I've done in the past. So with that done, the next episode I'll probably go through the guitaring and how I record with the guitars, the programs, not the programs, the pedal that I use, way that I like to record the guitar. As I stated before, sometimes I'll just chuck a beat on through that and just leave it playing until I come up with something that I like, and then I'll record it to the DAW, to the audio workstation there. That's pretty much it. That's part one, and think it might be quite quick, a lot quicker than my other videos. Anyway, that's 7 part 1 done. See you on the next one. I hope. What does the sign on it? Out of what does the sign on it? Out of fuck. Fucking found it.